Hi, this is Pastor John. This is the next in our series, American Dystopia. Can you believe it's already the last day of April 2020? And we've been doing this series for over a month now. And yet, during all this time period, one of the things that we need to be reminded constantly is that God is in control. No matter what happens, no matter how strange or bizarre it seems, no matter what questions we have, we know that in the end, God knew all about this. It was in His plan. He knew what was going to happen. You'll notice here in the church, we're trying to make some plans. We don't know exactly what we're doing going forward, but one of the things we hear all the time is about social distancing. And you'll notice we even put the chairs in strange configuration. Now, every once in a while we change things around anyway, but this would be probably the most unusual setup to worship in. But we'll see what happens going forward, whether this is what it looks like or it looks like something else. But we do know a few things. First of all, hear these words from Romans 13, beginning at verse 11. Besides this, you know the time, that the hour has come for you to wake up from sleep. For salvation is nearer to us now than when we first believed. The night is far gone, the day is at hand. So then, let us cast off the works of darkness and put on the armor of light. Let us walk properly as in the daytime, not in orgies and drunkenness, not in sexual immorality and sensuality, not in quarreling and jealousy, but put on the Lord Jesus Christ and make no provision for the flesh to gratify its desires. Now, this is important. Whatever you think about this time period, we know that for believers, our salvation is nearer now than when we first believed. Whether we got the virus and were to die, or whether we go on living for another couple of decades, we do know this, that our salvation is nearer than it was when we first believed. And that gives us hope, and that gives us joy. The other thing I want to draw your attention to is this: God is sovereign. In the book of Revelation, an encouraging letter, one of the early themes is to talk about God as the one who is, and the one who was, and the one who is to come. God is God. He knew what was going to happen to those who were persecuted and went through difficult times hundreds of years before. He knows about those who are going through difficult experiences even now, even those of you who may have family members directly affected by this illness. He knows what's going to happen in the future, and He knows the day when Jesus shall return and salvation shall be here in all its fullness and all the glory of God. So be comforted and encouraged today, this last day of April, to know this is not a last day. This is the next day towards our salvation in Jesus Christ for everyone who believes.